This is episode number 4 of the Jason Croft Show and part 2 of our interview with Michael Sitarzewski.
This is not business as usual. Host Jason Croft is a video marketing strategist driven to grow your business. He grabs top CEOs, startup founders, even sales and marketing rock stars, throws them in a moving vehicle, and forces them to give you their most valuable tactics and business insights. So sit back, buckle up, and hang on for the Jason Croft Show.
If you haven't checked out part 1 yet of our interview with Michael, do that right now. Otherwise, let's get back to the business mobile with Michael Sitarzewski. The insight is amazing and is there.
Right.
But how do you capitalize on that?
Right. I think it's late. A little bit too late to go do an apartment search site now.
Right.
But, you know, the next one was coupons. Obviously, coupons.com and Grocery IQ and all these, you know, big giant businesses and classifieds, you know, you look at like a Craigslist or any of those kinds of companies, they're everywhere. So anyway, it's just kind of the story, and that's what I was thinking about this morning is how does that factor into your career? Mm-hmm. It really doesn't right now, because what people base your successes on are execution, which is awesome. There's nothing wrong with execution, mm-hmm. but it's not the only thing. And so how do you capitalize on the
But I guess
vision?
that's the other hard part about startups and entrepreneurism and all of that is
everyone has an idea.
Yeah, but but that's really interesting to think about, because we talk about a lot that ideas are a dime a dozen. What matters is execution.
Right.
But the normal conversation isn't, well, don't execute yet.
Exactly.
You know, time it. You know. And I guess, I mean, maybe that's what it is having the magic touch, if you will, or just, you know, watching the market and not jumping the moment you see it. I mean, that gets into a little bit into lean startup and things like that in terms of going out and seeing if there's an audience for what you're trying to build.
Fair enough.
And then just, I guess, hanging on to that if there's not.
Well, because you know in your what's termed your heart of hearts, right? You know that this is going to happen. It's going to happen one day. Like I have probably 3 ideas right now that I can think of that, you know, it's the entrepreneur's thing. Just trust me, man. Help me with this.
Right.
Turn left here. Okay. Oh, maybe. Over that guy. Yeah, look at that. We're breaking all sorts of traffic laws. We love it.
Yeah. As long as we do it on camera, it's all good.
Exactly. Can't prove a thing. So this is Dallas's West End that we're in right now, downtown. It's rush hour. Actually, it's not too bad from a traffic standpoint. But this is Lamar Street. We're about to pass the Greyhound station, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, so yeah, that's the other side of the innovator's dilemma. Is maybe a lot of times entrepreneurs fail because they see something, they see an opportunity, they have some passion in an area, and it never develops. Right, that industry just never goes anywhere. There's a million people doing it or whatever. But that's not the problem that I have. Generally.
Right. It's just the opposite. Yeah.
So anyway, not like I said, you know, in the post, it wasn't necessarily meant to brag. It's just like, how do you process that?
Right, because it is, you know, that's money left on the table essentially, right? I mean,
you become an advisor for a VC, or you know, what's the career path and being able to anticipate what's coming,
right,
and then having the patience and foresight to wait to actually execute.
That's really interesting and hard.
Totally.
And that's the part of it. So what's next? I mean, what do you take all that to? I mean, because you do move forward and you go a mile a minute, and you've got these 3, 4, 5 things that are, hey, it's coming. I mean, do you build that on the side, or you know, and just sit and wait?
I don't know. I mean, like, I think everybody has their own way of dealing with these kinds of things. For me, I have investors in Epic Playground, and so I kind of need to pay attention to Epic, and I like the product and what have you. So what I'd like to do is see that thing through to some form of an exit, and go on and do the next thing. So. And
talk to me about that. We haven't talked about.
What, the next thing?
About Epic.
Oh, Epic is Inbound Geo. Epic is a company that owns Inbound Geo.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So that was kind of a funny story. We were in Techstars in 2012, went through Techstars as Callisto.fm.
That's right. Okay.
Right, and that was the podcast portal. But that didn't make any sense when you were a real-time audio and video analytics company. .fm made no sense.
Right.
We changed the company's name to Epic Playground.
Okay.
And then we had the product was called Media Gauge.
Gotcha.
So that was kind of the theory there.
Gotcha.
So that's why Inbound Geo is a product.
Perfect. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, there are other things that, you know, kind of keep me up at night. One of the things we haven't talked about, I'm the president of the Cedars Neighborhood Association. Mm-hmm. So what that means is, I don't know, kind of loosely like an HOA for my neighborhood, right?
Okay.
And we have companies that are members and citizens and what have you. But I pay a lot of attention to, you know, low income, not opportunities, but just that whole, the ecosystem, right? How do you help people in those situations get better or do better when they say, hey, I want to do this?
Right.
I don't know if we talked about my son and his education on the last show, but
no, we didn't. I don't believe.
Anyway, there's so many ways to learn now, and that's kind of another one of those other things. I see a whole lot of opportunity in education, as odd as it sounds. Mm-hmm. Mostly because today we're in the age of celebrity educators. Think about that in context. So Veronica Hart is one of those. If you just go to YouTube and you search for Veronica Hart, you'll find that she has a very unique teaching style. She incorporates music and stop motion animation, and she's super creative. But if you look at the number of video views on her stuff, it's insane. So kids are learning from her. They seek her out specifically because she's good. And you don't get that in a college.
Right.
Right? You get the professor assigned to you for the thing that you're doing.
Absolutely.
So I think there's a huge opportunity in kind of aggregating celebrity teachers and you know, really helping kids and anyone really learn.
Well, yeah, and I think it's such a. I mean, that's what people say is there's so many opportunities within chaos, right? And I think that's exactly where we are with education.
Absolutely.
Right? Certainly, I have mass amounts of frustration with it, with my boys, and I know so many people who do, and it's tough not to just throw your hands up, you know. But out of that is exactly what you're talking about. There can be very lucrative opportunities, and you know, the social good things too, because what comes out of that is a lot better education for those kids.
Yeah, and it takes the right kind of kid. Actually, more importantly, it takes the right kind of a parent, right? Because parents, a lot of them they have the same older ideas of learn and learn and learn, hammer it home until until it sticks, and that's not the way we choose to operate.
Yeah.
So, very different, but that's definitely one of the industries. The other one is, believe it or not, like theater and performance. You can see some pretty good opportunities in there.
Oh, wow.
Sports, all kinds of fun things. It's really kind of a drama to be in my head when I'm thinking about all these ideas.
I can imagine. So talk to the folks right now before we wrap this up, and your cab ride ends here. For the folks who are,
make it loud.
Oh yeah, this would be great. This proves it's not green screen, folks.
That's right. They turned. Okay.
Talk to the folks coming into entrepreneurship, into startup. They've got that idea. And specifically, we can talk Dallas. You know, what is that step one for them?
So, step one is get connected to the community. You found this, you're pretty close already. If you haven't been, go to an Open Coffee Club. Go to 1 Million Cups. Go to the things where people like you are, and get to know them. Right. Second thing, obviously, is do customer development before you write a line of code. Get out of the building, talk to people, make sure there's a market for the thing that you're trying to build. If you feel like you're so far ahead of the curve and nobody would want it, you don't want to build a faster horse, for example, right? Then you're kind of out there on your own. You've got to be able to sell that vision.
Yep.
And so what I would do is research the heck out of that. There's a book, long time book called Selling the Dream by Guy Kawasaki. A lot of people don't know this book because it came out a long time ago. But it was what he had to go through when he was doing marketing for the Macintosh. People didn't understand what that was, a GUI and a mouse and all that stuff. You had to sell this whole process. So it basically breaks down some of the steps he went through. So find that book, search that out, and look at it. And then
how much is that? Do you think? What's that? Not percentage, but what is that balance between I've built something that's superior and I have to get people to believe in it?
Well, so that's a different thing. So superior is
or even great,
something that exists.
Or
right?
even great, yeah.
There's a new process. Now you don't do this anymore. You don't do these 10 steps. Now you can do 2. The market needs that. Don't not do that, right? But when you're talking about a list of 10 things that you can't possibly put into a formula to execute, that's a whole different ballgame. And when we're talking about apartment search in 1994 on the internet, nobody knew what the internet was. So that's kind of a problem, right? That's a very rare thing, and it happens. And I know a bunch of people over the years who have had that problem. But you know, the other saying is, if you don't have at least 10 competitors, you're not doing anything worth a crap. So, and that's when it comes back down to execution.
Yeah.
It's execution, it's connections, it's how much better at doing this thing are you going to be than your competitors?
Right.
Competitors are not a problem.
Yeah, because like you say, sometimes you need that person to point to and said, see, we're like them, only better in this way. Yeah.
But
so
bottom line though is like, get connected to the community. The deck has whiteboard sessions. Any of the co-working facilities, they'll generally have people packed in there that have done something in your space. Go meet them. Go to the Facebook group. There's a community Facebook group. Get to know people there. There's a Slack. It's do you know that there's a URL to join the Slack now?
I did not.
It's slack.dfwstartupcommunity.com. And the way Slack works is generally you have to have somebody from within the Slack send you an email invitation. Right. But there's a hack that allows you to fill in a form with your email address, and that will send you the email.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Now you know, folks.
Now you know. So we have that for the community Slack, and then we've also got one for the developer Slack, dfwdevs.org. Okay. But join all of those things and immerse yourself in this community because it's here for you.
And there's
really cool stuff.
There's something amazing with getting in. You know, it goes beyond, I'm going to pitch my idea, or I need to find someone to work with me, or anything like that. There's so much value to just learning what you don't know.
That's right.
You know,
and totally.
People who have gone through this process and finding those like-minded individuals, like you talk about, is fantastic.
You never know. There's that one person that might be connected to your major customer that you want to meet, right? And you're not going to know that unless you get out and meet them.
Absolutely. Well, this has been fantastic.
It's been fun, for sure.
I love it. Driving
Very
around.
distracting, but awesome.
Is it? Is it distracting?
It is, but I thrive on chaos, so that's my wife.
Perfect. Best way to find you, reach out to you, connect with you?
Easy. Friendmichael.com.
Everything's there.
That's it. Email, LinkedIn, everything you need.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank
you. Wow, so many valuable insights from Michael in these 2 episodes. Hit the subscribe button here in YouTube and make sure you get more of these bad boys as they come out. For my podcast listeners and viewers, please jump over to iTunes, subscribe there, and leave us a review. Let us know what you think. In addition to creating great shows like this, I help my clients develop their content marketing ecosystem in order to build and grow their business. If you're interested in learning how I can help you, visit thejasoncroft.com and let's schedule a time to talk. And hey, if you're interested in doing what I do and learning how to interview people like a pro, sign up for my 4-week email course. It's completely free, and we'll give you some great insights into interviewing people on video, whether you have your own TV show, you want to start a podcast, or if you're simply interviewing someone for your blog. Just go to thejasoncroft.com/interview and get signed up. Next up on the show is Ken Koo. He is working to bridge the chasm between smart, talented startups and big, established companies by developing a marketplace that supports them both. That's in episode 5. Jump over now, check it out.
Thanks for listening to The Jason Croft Show. Head over to thejasoncroft.com for all the show notes, links, and special offers mentioned in the show. Also, if you've not already rated our podcast in iTunes, we'd love your support. Please leave a review and the star rating that you think we've earned. And don't forget to subscribe. We've got more incredible guests coming your way. We'll see you next time for business, breakthroughs, and being better on The Jason Croft Show.